Hey, my name's Ken with DesirableMind.com. I'm a mental health therapist and a mental health coach. I make videos so that you can live life a little easier and a little bit better. Today, we are going to talk about compliments. Yes, compliments. When somebody gives you a compliment, how does that feel? For some people, it's like, hey, right on. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Right on. Some people, okay? Some people are a little bit over the top, like, oh, yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, yes. Please validate me more and more and more. Okay. That's a little bit over the top, and those people have their own issues to worry about. But I'm talking to you, the person, female or male, but a lot of females do this, okay? Hey, you know what? I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, no, it was nothing. No. I was already over there, so I picked up some of this and everything, and I had the time, so I really didn't, You're explaining away a compliment. You're explaining away why people shouldn't compliment you, okay? Somebody wants to give you a gift. Okay, so let me put this in context here, okay? So you're sitting around the Christmas tree on Christmas morning and you're passing out gifts and you get this gift and you open it up and you're just like, oh, this is wonderful. And then somebody says, oh yeah, you know what? I really thought you would like that. And you're like, oh, you shouldn't have. The thing is that when somebody gives you a gift, gives you a compliment, recognizes your value, says to you, hey, I appreciate you. Are you going to give them that gift back? Are you going to tell them their gift isn't good enough? Why? Because they're recognizing the value that you have? The question is, do you recognize your own value? Do you feel too pressured to perform? Do you feel that you can't keep up? Are you disparaging to yourself? And I'm not trying to get you down on yourself and Just hear me out, okay? When we hear a compliment or when we think or notice how somebody is recognizing us, something that we did, and we're going through life and we're just like, oh, I'm barely making it through. And I'm struggling around every corner. So everything I do is pretty much just like halfway done and whatever. Okay. And when somebody actually recognizes you for doing something, you're just like, oh, like I don't even realize I did anything. I was just too busy. Everything was running together. You don't say that, of course, but that's how it's going in your mind. I'm telling you, recognize those compliments. When you start recognizing those compliments, you are sending a message to yourself. They're sending it first, but then when you thank them for the compliment, oh, thanks. I really appreciate that. I really did enjoy doing that for you. Whatever, okay? When you do that, you are sending a message to yourself that you value yourself. That's not pride. Don't worry about that. Well, don't get out of control, but recognize yourself. Recognizing the value that you have in this human family that we have here. When you recognize somebody's compliment and say, hey, right on, thank you so much, I appreciate that, you are actually giving them validation for their compliment. Let me tell you something, okay? So you don't feel comfortable receiving compliments. I'm not saying everybody. I'm not saying all the time, but I'm just saying sometimes you're just like, oh, no. You just don't feel good about yourself, right? Okay, well, a person is coming to you and giving you a compliment. Maybe it's somebody who doesn't know how to give compliments or just decided this morning, hey, you know what? I'm going to start appreciating life a little bit better. I think that's something that I would really like to shoot for. And you are the first person that crosses their path. And so they kind of step out of their comfort zone. They're just like, I wanted to say thank you. I appreciate what you've done. And you're like, nah, no, I didn't do anything. They're going to be like, oh my, oh my. Well, I guess I don't know how to give a compliment. When you are interacting with the human family, okay, it is my opinion that we are to engage others and help others engage us with the fruit of the Spirit. Okay? We have all this fruit: kindness, love, joy, peace, faithfulness, kindness, self-control. I think there's a couple more. Anyway, when we are trading these fruits of the Spirit, okay, recognition helps them know that they are being affirmed in what they're doing, just as they are affirming you in what you are doing. So I want to challenge you. Accept compliments with just a, hey, you know what? Thanks. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate you recognizing that. Something, I don't know, come up with something very simple, okay? But the number one thing is to be authentic and acknowledge and accept a compliment when it is given to you. It's not that hard. And I want to challenge you guys or girls. When you get a compliment and you have a reflexive instinct to be like, oh, no, it was nothing. I was already there and I already had the time. And yeah, I've already said that. But when you get a compliment, just say thanks. But then I want you to do me a favor. I want you to look internally. I want you to feel whatever it is you're feeling. I want you to identify that feeling. Is it uneasiness? Is it you devaluing yourself? Is it you trying to exhibit a humble pride where you're just kind of like, oh, no, really, it was nothing. Okay. We have all sorts of cover-ups, I guess you would say. But, yeah, look inside, okay? Understand what your reaction to that is. And think about this video and how, yeah, you know what? I do need to recognize the value that I have. I need to start looking at my contribution to this human family. So another thing is I want to talk about attachment styles. Okay, I think a lot of people know what attachment styles are, but there are two primary ones, okay? The engaged attachment style and the anxious attachment style. There is the avoidant attachment style, and that's for another video. But we're just talking about the anxious attachment style. When you have an anxious attachment style, that means that you are constantly seeking, persisting, running after other people, usually in your intimate circle, but you are looking for you are trying to extract value from them that you're doing okay, right? But the thing is that when you do get that recognition, when you do get what you're chasing after, you kind of like, I don't know, because I don't know how to accept that. I haven't practiced how to accept this. All I've practiced doing is trying to go out and seek something that I know I'm missing. You can start practicing by just acknowledging and saying, hey, thanks a lot, appreciate that. When somebody is coming up to you and giving you a compliment, they are recognizing something about you and using a compliment as an inroad to connect with you. Do you know what happens when you say, no, really? You are severing their attempt to connect with you. Maybe that was that person who has just been trying to do gratitude for the first time or whatever, and he's like, I need to connect with people too. And so, man, that was a double whammy, like, get out of here, buddy, I'm really glad that I was able to share this video with you today, okay? A lot of my clients struggle with value, purpose, okay? And when they get a hint that they do have value, they start getting a little bit uneasy because they don't know how to act, seeing themselves as having value. We need to send these messages to ourselves, not to be prideful, not to be competitive, not to be on display, not to be animated, not to be this, that, whatever. We need to show that we have value. When we recognize the value in ourselves, other people will start recognizing and respecting the value that we portray. You are a creature created by God in God's image. Okay, you have value. You are a child of the King, master creator of all that is good. Recognize that you do have value and you do have purpose. So, great video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's anybody out there who would like to talk about value, would like to talk about accepting compliments or finding direction in their lives so that they can feel like they have more value, reach out, connect with me, and we can have a session. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. And if you can, drop a comment. I would love to hear from you guys and then maybe have a little conversation. Bye.